Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. It's 12 o'clock. Snow and sleet is falling around me in Hackney, and it is meditation time. So I hope you've had a good week. As you've seen, today's topic is we're going to do a mindfulness meditation. Just keep it really simple. And as always, I'll guide that and we'll see how it exactly unfolds. And then I'm going to share a little story. I'm going to try and make today quite short, but I just want to share a specific story. My UFO experience. It's something that I've told a few friends, not many people actually, in the past, on a one-to-one basis, but I've never gone public, and I am ready to do that. So I'm going to share that little story after we've done the meditation. So I want to get straight into it because the first couple of these have been quite long videos, so I want to make them a bit shorter. So for those of you who are here or watching on the archive, let's just get set up physically, get ourselves nice and comfortable. I apologize, today's video may be a little bit grainy. That's because the lighting is not so good, because I normally rely on a bit of sunlight coming in through the door, but coming in through the window. But today is a grey day in London, and actually it's quite, it's always that nice thing when you're inside and you're looking outside. It's quite a nice drizzle going on at the moment. But anyway, get your back nice and straight. And let's take a big deep breath in. Close your eyes when you're ready. Big deep breath in. Fill that belly up like a balloon. And breathe out. Letting go on the breathe out. Another deep breath in. And breathe out. And letting yourself just bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Getting yourself ready for what may be a familiar weekly routine now. A friend of mine was saying he's gone to doing meditation daily recently and really got the benefits from it. And I always hope that by doing it weekly here, people would get encouraged to do it more regularly on their own as well. So, but anyway, if you're just doing it weekly, that's totally fine. Just notice what you find in the center of your chest. Put 100% attention on that area. And just notice how the thoughts can subside. Maybe as soon as I say that, the thoughts get busy. So what do you mean subside? We ain't finished yet. But anyway, just giving the mind, with a real sweet gratitude, we thank the mind for all it does for us. And we also acknowledge that we're just going to sit back and rest in that infinite awareness that we are. This doesn't really need a busy mind telling us what's happened in the past, what's going on in the future, what we need to process right now. There's nothing we're going to need to do. We're just going to give a salute to the mind, and we're going to just take a break. We're going to give the mind a break. Place your weight on the chair that you're on. And notice the sounds that you can hear nearby. Notice the sounds further away. And I think one of the things we're going to do in this meditation is just really tune into our body and just be with full awareness as I guide it. So first thing we're going to do is just notice the impact of that breath coming in and going out on the body. It's obviously going to be around the nose area. but have a sense of how that breath is going into the body's area and how we're expelling air as well. Just really give full attention to that process for a moment. Welcome the breath. Just being with the breath. If the thoughts come, just let the thoughts come. Bring your awareness back to the breath as soon as you remember that's all we're supposed to be doing. And just without judgment, just notice how the thoughts come and go. It's totally fine. Emotion might come up, it's totally fine. Just allow it to exist and let it pass on by, just without judgment, without attachment. Just noticing the breath. And as you notice that breath, just notice the aliveness in every cell. Let's just imagine that we're going to just play a bit of surrender here. We're just going to allow good energy. What do you want at the moment? Would you like to feel a bit more energized? Would you like to feel a bit more peaceful? Would you like to feel a bit more hopeful, positive? Choose whatever you would like to feel right now. And allow yourself to breathe that in. Sometimes I just get the sense of being supported and I have to allow that in, or being loved. I have to allow it in. So just allow that feeling to come in through the breath. Each breath, let it amplify. And notice how it amplifies. Each breath amplifying your intention. Notice how that impacts on every cell of your body. Just relax into the process, knowing it's easy. Just breathing, feeling those feelings. And just allow that anything that you're experiencing that's been positive, allow it to just bathe every cell of your body. Allow every body cell to smile right now. Allow it to feel charged up in whatever way you choose. Trust yourself. Just being with yourself. Being at one with yourself. Loving yourself. Relaxing into the ease of it all. Imagine if all of life was this easy. If we get into that groove of feeling the ease, meditation is great for building our ability to not waver when it comes to different situations in our life that are challenging. If we can sit and deal with the busy mind, we can deal with anything. Now, as we're coming towards the end of the meditation, just take a nice deep breath in and a relaxing out breath. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Slowly and gradually become aware of being in the room that you're in, on the chair that you're on, in the body that you're in. And when you feel complete, slowly and gradually you can open your eyes and welcome back. All right. I'm still working out, by the way, how to, there is a chat function. I know there's a live chat function on this. Last week, I seemed to be able to find a view that I could access while watching. But today I'm getting a slightly different view, which meant that I was actually watching the live stream, which meant that I had to listen to myself on echo, which didn't really work for me. So anyway, if you want to test that out at any point, feel free, and we'll see what happens with that, whether I can find a way to pick it up. Anyway, I wanted to just share a little story with you. I've called this channel New Paradigm TV, this series anyway of talks and meditations. And I'm aware that in some ways I haven't really explained what do I mean by new paradigm. I'm very aware that, in terms of a life purpose, really, I've been noticing and learning from various different sources. There's different concepts of how the world is changing, how there is a new grid we can get into. One of the videos I made a very long time ago now, about 2014, was around the fifth dimension. And certainly there are people out there who say that we're really seeing only a small frequency band of what's really happening around us. But anyway, what I want to share, I don't want to get too complicated about this, but what I want to share today is something that happened to me probably, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, probably when I was starting to talk about the fifth dimension, actually. Uh, I was out at the back of my flat, which overlooks a bunch of gardens. And so I got contact lens jip when I closed my eyes for a while. They just need a bit of time to settle down. I was looking out of the window, which was overlooking, the back gardens of other people on the parallel street. And I was in a normal state. I suddenly saw what looked like two white orbs that were, I'm not very good at talking about sizes, but I would say they were probably about 1 meter in diameter. So there were spheres, two of them, about 1 meter in diameter. And they were literally at the far end of someone's garden, and they were moving slowly in tandem across this garden in a kind of diagonal motion. And they moved fairly slowly enough that I could monitor them and watch them. And do that kind of double take and blinking my eyes a bit like I had to with contact lenses. But on that day, I was blinking my eyes, and I wasn't in a fully kind of overwhelmed state or in a kind of frantic state. I was quite lucid and calm, actually. But I remember just staring at them and just really observing. It was one of these things where actually my mind was pretty clear, and I didn't go into a whole load of thoughts. I just looked. And I looked and I looked and I monitored and I noticed how they were moving and moving across. And there was obviously a sense of some, not incredulity, but fascination with what was happening. And this whole process took about, I don't know, maybe about 30 seconds, because eventually they went out of sight. And that was that. Now, that was something that I can still to this day, when these things happen and we kind of pinch ourselves, or it's a bit difficult to suddenly think, did that really happen? But I say this out loud on YouTube, knowing that anybody could watch it, partly as not as a way to make it real for myself, because I know that it happened. I wasn't in a dream. In terms of, it wasn't the middle of the night and I saw this stuff. I saw it in the cold light of day. And, I then therefore am, along with thousands and thousands of other people, simply quoting an experience that I've had of an unidentified flying object. Now, what could those have been? People often talk about, orbs of light and seeing orbs of light, and they're often dismissed. I mean, I have friends who, when we talk about this ability to see different bands of frequency, many friends of mine can pick up on things going on in the aura, colors in the aura, and so on. And that's a skill that some people seem to have. They're tuning in to another frequency band beyond what we normally see. And that's a skill that we all apparently have. So I just wanted to, not make a big drama about this. I just want to put it out as a story. It's something that happened to me. I'm sharing it openly because one of the things that I want to do on New Paradigm TV is mention things that really, Dolores Cannon is great. If you ever get interested in going down the rabbit hole, Dolores Cannon used to do hypnotherapy with people, and then they would tap into things that had happened in maybe previous lives of theirs, or when there were different beings and so on. And what was I going with that? Yeah, she used to talk about how you can bend the brain like a pretzel, and I'm conscious that the world, as I've learned it, is not really as it appears at first sight. or as we're led to be taught in school and mainstream media. There's a lot more to the world and the way that it works, the way that it is functioning. And one of the things that I've learned about is, yes, there's more to be seen. There is more out there than we might think. And I was given an insight into that some years ago, and I think it was a specific instance that was given to me so that I could share it in situations like this. And I've really got to a point now where I'm aware that sometimes these stories and these things open myself to ridicule, open myself to skepticism. As I've said on other videos, I don't really mind and care about that anymore. I'm simply stating something that happened to me, and I'm also aware that the longer things go on, the more and more that this idea of disclosure is coming, will happen, and then at least I'll have done my bit before, and those who are ready to listen will have at least been readied for when things become a lot more visible and a lot more discussed by everybody. So that's my little story today. As I say, New Paradigm TV, it will bring up these different things that might bend the mind, open the mind to how things can be different. And unfortunately, it's really a bit of a dot joining exercise where, I don't really want to make you sit and listen to long stories where I sort of join lots and lots of dots. So what I'm trying to do is spread it over. Each video will bring up another little topic, and if you watch the whole series, you'll start to join up dots that actually there are an interconnected web of different things to consider. And I know many of you out there are already very much on this path and already familiar with many things. So anyway, I wish you a wonderful Sunday, whatever you're doing, and keep warm, keep dry if you're in the UK. And yeah, I'll talk to you again next Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.